Today we are going to be giving an update to my favorite new bed rack setup on the 24 Tacoma. And this is our long bed white 24 Tacoma, and it has been through a couple iterations already on the bed rack, but this one by far is my favorite. And personally, I have never done this setup before, but we've installed plenty here in Denver, Colorado at our shop. Our guys are cranking away right now on a C4 bumper install, so if you hear any loud noises, cuts and stuff like that, that's exactly what they're doing over there. But let's take a look at this here. So this cover is the latest addition to the 24 Tacoma. This is the Retrax Bed cover. So for those who haven't heard of this brand before, it is a retractable bed cover, kind of like the name, Retrax. So there is a very nice cover that protects the locking mechanism here. You push that button, it comes up if it's unlocked, and then you can slide this all the way back. Let me brighten this up just a little bit. So you can see there is a box that contains the entire rolled up cover or top section of the Retrax. And now you have full access to your bed. So if you wanted to use your Tacoma to haul some stuff, throw some things in here, which you guys can kind of see here, this has been pretty filthy before I installed this. So one of my favorite things that I'm going to really enjoy with this cover is that the bed will actually stay clean because it is sealed all the way around. So it will be pretty much dust proof and waterproof. So once I clean this out, which I haven't done yet, this is going to be almost spotless. So those of you who like a really clean bed, this is going to be a really good product for you. Now, besides the Retrax, we have the upTOP Overland bed rack, which we've had on it here before, and I'm actually in the middle of reinstalling kind of all my accessories back on here. But one of my favorite things with the upTOP Overland bed rack is that it works seamlessly with the Retrax. And this is the RetraxPRO, and what that means is that it has like this channel in it, so you can run a bed rack like this. So depending on what you're doing and what brand bed rack you go with, so with the upTOP one, they provide, or you can optionally purchase the channels, the T-nuts that go in here that provide a stud on the top side of that so you can mount your bed rack to it. And let me show you probably my favorite feature here. So standing back here, you can really see how wide this bed rack extends. So normally bed racks will probably, you have one leg here and then probably another leg here. So if you have a two-leg bed rack system, it'll be about here and here, and that's fine and all. But if you really want to maximize like your mounting surface, for example with these panels, extend them as far out as possible on the legs. And really with the upTOP Overland bed rack, it is probably one of the only ones you could do that. So this bed rack here will fit on a short bed, and it'll fit on a long bed, all the way up to a 6.5 foot bed with these sliding side panels. It's fully adjustable as a slot here as well. And with the Retrax bed cover, you can go all the way to the end if you wanted to, but I didn't really want to do that because this is kind of a good amount of gap that is here, so that way this handle is still usable. And over here, I went pretty much all the way to the end, so that way I can use all this mounting surface area for all the gear that I want. Normally, on this side, I will mount my MaxTrax, and on a short bed, really, that's all it will hold is just the MaxTrax. But with this long bed, and being that I extended it all the way to the end, I will be able to mount the MaxTrax, and it'll probably be end here. So I'll have an extra like 2 feet to kind of mount pretty much anything I want. So I'm trying to figure out kind of the layout setup that I want, and really how to install all my gear the way I want before I throw it on there and having to like do it multiple times. But I do have a rooftop tent mounted to this, and it clears the roof rack pretty well up here. Now, with the Retrax, you do lose a little bit of bed space because you do need to have this box, because that's where everything will go into as far as the top section of it. But I mean, especially on a long bed Tacoma, that's a pretty small price to pay, because you can kind of see how much bed area I still have. And it's not like it goes all the way to the floor. It only goes about to the top of that wheel well. So you do have the full length of it if you were to put something low down here to haul or whatever you decide to do. Now, pulling the cover back is just as easy. You come back here, you grab that, you slide it back here, come over here, cross the leg, and then it locks into place on this kind of round nylon piece here, and then it will lock into place just like that. And then to protect your keyhole, your lock, just put on the cover, and now you're good. And then the last thing to really seal in the bed area is to close the tailgate. Now, the gap on the top of the tonneau cover is really good, and there is a seal on there as well. However, the Tacoma from Toyota has a gap here, so if you were to spray water directly, like pressurized water here, it would go inside the bed. So that's kind of the only not waterproof, dustproof section on this whole setup, but that's really not at fault with Retrax or the bed rack at all. So this is kind of it. This is my current favorite setup, and once I get my bed cleaned up, it's gonna look real nice. So that is pretty much everything I wanted to cover in this video. We will do an updated video once I have all my gear mounted back on here and show what I was able to fit on all this extra space that I have on this bed rack. So that's gonna be it for this video. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys next time.